No one cares, nor should you care, about how long a fertilizer lasts. I want to make sure everybody heard what I said. I don't care how long the fertilizer lasts. Couldn't give two flips about that. What you should care about is how long is the turf response to that fertilizer. Because if you get tricked around the other way when the salesman comes in and hands you a flyer and says, oh, this polymer coated urea, we got a 45 day and a 90 day and all this other stuff. I don't care. How long does the turf grass respond to that application? That's what I care about. Because by their logic, if their slow release material lasts 45 days, then urea would last 1 because it's 1 minute. It solubilizes in a minute in the soil solution. Literally gone. And we all know urea doesn't last 1 minute, or ammonium sulfate doesn't last 1 minute, ammonium nitrate, calcium nitrate, whatever. All those are soluble. So by that logic, they would last 1 minute and they don't. The turf response is what we care about. So if they come in and say we have a 90-day product or 45-day product, great, fine. How long does the turf respond? When we go and look at that, we find that the turf response to soluble nitrogen is far longer than most people think. And the turf response to slow release nitrogen sources is not quite as long as you might think. It's really not. It's in fact equal to soluble nitrogen sources. And the main reason why is because these soluble nitrogen sources get a response very early. That first week is short. The first response time is 5, 6, 7 days, maybe 10 days at the most. But the response to the slow release materials might be 2 or 3 weeks. So the soluble gets a head start. And so they have that extra week or two at the beginning, whereas the slow release materials might have a little bit longevity on turf response, but they've lost the first 2 or 3 weeks. So it ends up evening itself out. That's the case. So I wouldn't get overly concerned about the slow release materials unless the main value is reduction in phytotoxicity. That's the main value of slow release materials. All this other stuff, environmental care and response, longevity, all this stuff, that stuff's all moot. It's whatever. I mean, you can get no response from both sources and you have no environmental source from care or no environmental risk from both sources or huge environmental risk from both sources. It all depends on how you apply it. But the risk of burn is real on slow release materials. It's impossible to burn turf grass with Milorganite. You cannot do it. And I've tried. You cannot burn turf grass with Milorganite. I don't care if you put on 20 pounds of actual material on the ground. You are not going to burn it. So that is a great value, especially when we're dealing with applicators who may have other people working for them and they're not real knowledgeable. They might not know how to spread it right. They might dump a bag, all these other things. Slow release materials can be helpful in that regard. But short of that, I wouldn't get overly sold on slow release materials. Soluble materials can oftentimes be just as good.